Hi, welcome to the Fight channel. Before the fight with Usyk, Joshua uses Chisora sparring partners. Starting Monday, McCracken will return to daily training with Anthony Joshua, who is preparing for a fight with Alexander Usyk. For the last 2 weeks, the Briton had to do without a coach, who performed his duties with the national team at the Olympics. Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua signed a contract for the fight. 2 months of negotiations, a thwarted fight for the absolute and a huge stadium in London. This fight is already one of the main ones in 2021. For the 3rd time in history, 2 Olympic champions who won the Olympics in the same year will meet in the ring. In 2012 in London, Usyk triumphed in the heavyweight division and Joshua in the heavyweight division. The WBA World Welterweight Champion, American Terence Crawford, shared his opinion on the 3rd fight between his compatriot Deontay Wilder and the WBC heavyweight title holder British Tyson Fury. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. If you really enjoy the content, then please subscribe to my channel and keep watching the videos. If you are subscribed, then you receive notifications about the release of new videos. You do not even have to look for anything personally. I really want to get 10,000 subscribers on my channel. I am trying very hard and I need your support. Your likes, comments, reposts to social networks. Thanks to everyone who subscribes to my channel. You are my support. Thank you so much. The WBO World Welterweight Champion American Terence Crawford shared his opinion on the 3rd fight between his compatriot Deontay Wilder and the WBC heavyweight title holder British Tyson Fury. It's very difficult to bet against the skill sets, fighting style and size of Tyson Fury, but also do not forget about the dynamite in Wilder's right hand. Deontay looks very good in the videos that he posts from training camp, but as we all know, it's one thing to look good on a video and another in the ring during a fight. So I am more inclined towards Fury, but we should not forget about Wilder's knockout blow, Crawford said. Recall that Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder will fight on October 9 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua signed a contract for the fight. 2 months of negotiations, a thwarted fight for the absolute and a huge stadium in London. This fight is already one of the main ones in 2021. For the 3rd time in history, 2 Olympic champions who won the Olympics in the same year will meet in the ring. In 2012 in London, Usyk triumphed in the heavyweight division and Joshua in the heavyweight division. The match will take place on September 25 at the Tottenham Arena, the previous time when Anthony Joshua met with the Ukrainian Vladimir Klitschko. They filled Wembley, which has 19,000 seats. The Tottenham Arena is a little more modest. It can accommodate 16,000 fans. What will be at stake? In fact, these are the belts what Vladimir Klitschko once owned: WBA, WBO, IBF and IBO. The only belt that is not at stake is the WBC. He is held by Tyson Fury and he will be challenged in the 3rd fight against Deontay Wilder. In a professional career, boxers have only 1 defeat for 2. Do you remember that beating of Anthony by Andy Ruiz? After him, the Briton confidently took revenge and in the last fight he defeated Kubrat Pulev. He did it confidently, but the Bulgarian was quite a trending target for Joshua's crazy uppercuts. Usyk will definitely not stand still in the ring. The Ukrainian is very mobile, which he proved in a difficult but confidently won fight against Derek Chisora. Derek leaned on the Usyk like a tank, but did not catch up. Bobaro mentioned in an interview that Anatoly Lomachenko will probably cook Usyk. Alexander Usyk told everything he knows about the preparation of the Ukrainian. The training camp is already underway. Will there be Papachenko in it? I have no idea. I know that the camp will be held in some place as during the preparation for the fight against Murat Gassiev. Complete isolation and focus. But about the details of the contract, the promoter of Usyk told more. The contract contains a rematch clause in the event of victory for Alexander Usyk, that is, in the most likely case. I know that Usyk will win, but I don't know in which round. The negotiations on the Ukrainian's fight with Briton went through all the stage up to the acceptance of the fact by Eddie Hearn. The teams of Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua almost agreed to meet for the absolute championship, but as it turned out in the end, this fight was not destined to happen. The culprit of the breakdown was Deontay Wilder, who proved in court his right to box with Fury for the third time. But as Frank Warren, Tyson's promoter, said, a similar lawsuit was prepared by Usyk's team. Usyk became a contender for the WBO belt in heavyweight when he moved to a new weight category. In cruiserweight, Alexander was not only the absolute champion, but also the WBO super champion. According to the rules of the organization, the Ukrainian could qualify for a fight with Anthony Joshua immediately after switching to heavyweight. Boxers have been preparing since May. Joshua had a preparation for Fury, then the pace of training decreased, but Anthony did not leave the gym often. Usyk worked a lot on his physical form. It looks like this will be his first fight with a weight of more than 100 kilograms. For Alexander, this will be the third trip to the United Kingdom as a professional boxer. The first time Usyk fought with Tony Bellew, the victory was technically a knockout in the 8th round. The fight took place at the Manchester Arena. It accommodated 23,000 viewers, and the way the Ukrainian was charged by the fans that night is definitely worth reviewing. The second time, against Derek Chisora, victory by unanimous decision. The fight took place at Wembley, but only teams of athletes could attend the fight. Former world heavyweight champion Briton Tony Bellew, who ended his career after an early defeat by Ukrainian Alexander Usyk, considers the offender the best boxer with the current WBA, IBF, WBO world champion in the heavyweight category Anthony Joshua has ever boxed. I've already said that Usyk is the best boxer I have ever crossed paths with in the boxing ring. He is the best boxer by nature, without a shadow of a doubt. Perhaps this is not the most difficult fight for Joshua, because the most difficult for him, again, perhaps, is against Tyson Fury. But can we say that Usyk is the best boxer he has ever met so far? Yes, his abilities, how good I am, how cool he is technically, the arsenal of his punches. He is just an outstanding boxer. Joshua has never crossed paths with anyone better, insists Bellew. Meanwhile, the British prospectus told about the unpleasant discovery of Usyk. Starting Monday, Robert McCracken will return to daily training with Anthony Joshua, who is preparing for a fight with Alexander Usyk. For the last 2 weeks, the Briton had to do without a coach who performed his duties with the national team at the Olympics. Joshua has started his first sparring session before the fight with the Ukrainian. The fight between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk will take place on September 25 in London. The WBA, WBO and IBF heavyweight belts will be at stake. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel.